Hello! I'm not sure if anyone can hear me, or if anyone's watching. It says that two people's watching, but welcome to the first first stream of hopefully what's going to be a fair amount of streams on this channel. I should quickly explain. I'm going to do like a channel update video for this as well, so you guys will know what's going on with this too. By the way, for people who are just showing up, this is not a new channel. I've had this channel, I've just published train videos and stuff in the past, but I've let that kind of stagnate and die for, well, let's just say a while. I did upload some stuff the other day, but like I want there to be more things here. So, here's the plan. I'm gonna be doing more videos like this. This game, for anyone who's not aware, is Rolling Line. It is a model train building simulating game. Basically, my plan with this is to, and by the way, like same with this channel as always, I don't want this to become like, oh, I'm a major YouTube streamer guy or whatever. I just do this because I think it's fun. Like, so don't expect high production quality. It's just gonna be like a little fun thing that I'm doing. Basically the plan for today is I'm gonna be building some stuff. For whoever's watching, you can type in the chat for like any suggestions you have. The plan right now is roundhouse work, because this looks terrible. I should quickly mention, by the way, if you want to download this map, this is my own map that I've created on the QS extension. Thanks Bergdorf. Tower of Terror might take a while, by the way. Oh yeah, I know you. I know who you are. I think we've chatted a few times about this layout. I'm not sure in the layout chat, but by the way, I think there's about like a 30-second delay between the stream and YouTube right now, so it'll take a minute for me to respond. Yeah, thanks for the compliment. But basically, hold on a second, because I just noticed that the stream is actually in the wrong resolution. So let me see if I can fix that really quick, because that really shouldn't be happening. Sorry about this. Give me a minute. I'm gonna see if I can fix that at all. I might not be able to, but let's see. Order, transform, properties, interaction. Like I said, still new to this. So it'll take a minute. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's really a good way for me to fix that. If you do scaling, scale the window. Yeah, unfortunately, I might not be able to actually fix that while the stream is going. So you guys will unfortunately have to live with the black bars on the top and bottom of the screen. Sorry about that. So let's see here. So yeah, the plan for today is like suggestions on what I should work on. Because like I said, the roundhouse is something that I'd like to do eventually. The thing, because right now it just looks absolutely terrible. Like, I am not a huge fan of how this looks. Admittedly, like I said, that's my own fault. But the other thing is, like, there's not really a great way to build them, from what I could tell. One other thing that I've been thinking about is I kind of want to do some more detail in the water, as a lot of this layout is very water-based. So, one thing I was thinking is maybe adding like some shallower bits. If you've ever seen the Strawgrass Cascades layout on the workshop, which you know what, I will pull that up right now because it's a good demonstration of what I'm talking about. Not sure. Type in the chat if you're getting microphone noise, by the way, as in you can hear me talking, because if not, this has probably been extremely confusing. So, oh, let me get rid of all the trains. There's too many of those. We don't need them. But here's kind of what I'm thinking. This area here, you can see that, like... By the way, I really should have looked up who made this layout. In fact, I'm going to do that right now, so I can give them credit. Because Stargrass Cascades, for anyone who doesn't know, this is one of the best layouts that I've ever seen in this game. It is... I would say it's up there with the stuff that Z-Trackmeister makes on the Workout. Microcosmologist, okay. He's on Discord. I can compliment him that. He's on the Rolling Line Discord, so... Yeah, go compliment him. But one of the things that he did, which I really like, is doing this little... Okay, so I can turn the volume up then. How is the microphone now? Is that a bit better? But one of the things he did that I really like is this little strip along the ocean where it looks like there's this little shallower bit of lighter blue. I think that is honestly pretty amazing. By the way, it's not surprising that this layout crashes your game. I have a pretty beefy PC, and I can just about manage 30 FPS. So, yeah, that's not like that's not a thing with you. This layout is just very intense. That is not the fault of Microcosmologist, because this layout is amazing. I would say, like I said, probably in my top 3 layouts I've seen for this game. But yeah, it requires a bit of power to run, to say the least. So let me load back up the Key West extension layout. And I'm guessing anyone who's watching this might probably know about this on Discord. This layout is based off of a real-life railway in the early 1900s that ran from Miami. There's Miami. That's one thing I need to work on, is make that station more accurate. And sort of leapfrogged along the Florida Keys using these massive bridges like this one. This one's the Long Key Viaduct. And here's this one in particular, the 7 Mile Bridge, which is, in real life, exactly that. It's 7 miles long. It was a feat of engineering. It's not around anymore, unfortunately. It got wiped out in a hurricane in 1935. But you can still go, if you go to Florida, parts of the 7 Mile Bridge are still there. They actually use them as fishing piers, which I thought was, that's pretty interesting, because you can do some deep-sea fishing, because the bridge literally stretches out into the middle of the ocean. There's the Bahia Honda Bridge. It was the only bridge on the extension that actually had a traditional truss girder span. It also had this swing bridge section in the middle to allow boats to pass. I've been thinking about adding some little wakes behind the boats too. But it leapfrogged along the Keys all the way to Key West, which Key West itself is not in this layout. Instead, I've chosen to represent the big dock area that the Florida East Coast Railway built specifically for the extension. They built like this big artificial island off of Key West. Key West itself would be behind this wall. In reality, in this game, it's just the void. So there's no actual Key West in this layout because I can't fit it. But trains, they would be loaded onto this car ferry here and then sailed to Havana. So you could just ride from New York to Havana on your passenger car. Similarly, you could get fresh fruit from the tropics straight off the train and into the U.S. But as I was saying, I got sidetracked there. I want to do a similar thing to this layout that was on Stargrass Cascades a minute ago, which is those little shallow areas along here. By the way, if you hear stuff in the background, I've got people upstairs talking about stuff, so there's not much I can do about that. Sorry in advance. But here's one way I was thinking of doing it, is we've got the path pieces. If I put those here and color them a lighter blue, which is going to be hard because this blue... Well, that's pretty good there. Hold on just a second. Yeah, that's a pretty good blue, if I say so myself. So, but you can already see that looks a bit better. I think I might not do it on these docks, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. putting on because the docks would just go straight down. But over here, where there's like actual land, oh yeah, like exactly, this looks awesome. And anyone can tell me like what they think. Let me check that out real quick, Bergdorf, because that might be pretty useful. It says I got a notification from you, but I'm not. Oh yeah, that's actually perfect. That was exactly what I'm imagining. That sort of gradient. Yeah, that's exactly what I was imagining. But like, that's what I'm saying. Is like this already looks much better, because I think the coastlines of these islands is something that I've actually, or these keys is the technical term, is something that I've wanted to do better for a while. I kind of like, specifically Long Key, if I head over here, Long Key just kind of fades into the ocean. I would say Long Key is probably my worst key. I really don't like how Long Key looks, and I really want to do a revamp of it at some point. But yeah, that image you sent with the daylight, that's exactly what I'm imagining. Just that sort of gradient. I'm not sure if I'd actually do the gradient part. I'm thinking just doing like, it looks shallower here because of that. But yeah, that's a pretty good example. By the way, anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about is on the stream. I think it's just me and Bergdorf right now, actually. Looks like there's one other person. They can go on the Rolling Line Discord. It's great. Go join it if you own this game. Or if you don't, just go join it. It's awesome. We have fun there. There's lots of memes, which is to be expected off of like any Discord. By the way, my keyboard clacks a lot. It's a mechanical keyboard, so you're going to be hearing a lot of that, unfortunately. But yeah, this sort of thing, where it's just this. Like I said, this isn't going to be like a stream that's like an hour long. I think I might just like do these short, like 30-minute or so streams to make them, just to get sort of feedback on the things that I'm building in this game. And like, if anyone has ideas, they can also suggest that. It's like just like Bergdorf, just like you did right now. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, that's one of the things about this community that I really like, is you can just ask people, hey, is this good? People will give you their honest opinion. Sometimes really honest. I've had a few times where I've been like, hey, is this good? And people have been like, oh, that's not great. That's not to say that's a bad thing. That's really cool of them, actually, because like, you don't want to be building a layout and have someone say, oh, that's awesome, but they're just like being a yes man. Like, that's not something that anyone wants, because then the layout's just going to end up being boring. By the way, I should have checked if these paths have height to them. They do, but it's not enough to matter. I have not really used these paths for anything in my layout so far. So, here's one thing. I'm coming over here really quick, because I know it's boring to just watch me place things. One thing that I've added since the last workshop update, this is not in the workshop version of the layout yet, so don't go in here expecting it to be here, but I've got this little trolley line, which in real life Miami at the time was here. It was actually owned by the same guy who did the Florida East Coast Railway, Henry Flagler. The ferry has his name on it over there. But I've added this little trolley line. It doesn't go anywhere, it's really just for looks, but this is also, let me look up who made the trolleys. I'm not great with names. That's something that I'm pretty sure was readily apparent. Why is the workshop not loading? You know what, I can just look on Discord. There we go. It was... Man, now it's not loading at all, huh? Ah, here we go. Waldo, Trolleymeister. He did these amazing trolley mods, which are on the workshop if anyone wants to get them. There's a lot more of them on the Rolling Line forum. I'm hoping that they get gradually transferred over to the workshop, because these are great. They are so good. But that's one thing, that these look very good on the Miami trolley layout. Like I said, this layout doesn't actually go anywhere at the moment, but it is here. And in fact, that game seems really loud. Tell me in the stream if that's loud, because I could turn that down. But yeah, the trolley, you can just bring it around in this little sort of trolley loop here. Make sure that there's nothing here before you do that. Also, fun little detail that not a lot of people notice. I really liked making this. But I don't, like I said, not really a lot of plans for this stream. It's just something I thought would be fun, and trying it out. Seeing how it goes. Oh, that's the perfect shape, isn't it? Oh, that's the wrong color. Yeah, so far I'm liking how this looks, but like I said, others, you guys might have a different opinion. By the way, for anyone who's watching this from the Rolling Line Discord, might get some people from a different Discord in here as well, just because I announced this on a Discord that me and my friends have. And vice versa, if there's anyone from that Discord watching this, you're gonna have people from... They're gonna have people who play Rolling Line watching this stream as well, so... let's have you both fight to the death, and whichever comes out on top will be the better Discord server. Don't do that, please. Oh, jokes. What else to say? Again, I'm not sure if anyone was here doing that opening sort of spiel that I did. This channel is not normally this. This is not normally what I do here. In fact, this is the first ever live stream ever that I've done on this channel. So, don't, like, if you want to watch the other stuff on this channel, please do. I think it's really cool. I do a lot of videos of, like, whale fanning and stuff. I've got a couple that I put up semi-recently, like, within the past few weeks or so. I've got some really, really good ones I'm super proud of the Union Pacific Frontier Days train. I think those are some of the best videos I've ever made. So I would highly recommend you check those out, because I'm super proud of them, and I'm not doing this as like, oh, go watch this, go give me views, go subscribe so I can make $1 million. No, that's unrealistic. Like, I get people who do that, and those people are great. I like those people, but normally they are much more talented than I am at producing YouTube content. As you can see, like, I'm not used to this yet. In fact, I think the only time that anyone who's a regular viewer of this channel has ever heard my voice before now is during one of the Frontier Days Trains videos, where I talk about pacing Union Pacific A44. You can also hear a friend of mine in that video who I conned into coming with me. If you're watching this, hi. He might actually be watching this, because he's in that other Discord that I invited. So yeah, hi, thank you for indulging me. I didn't own a car, and still don't, so you were kind of my transportation. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about not owning a car. That sounds like a fun thing to talk about in the stream. I'm not sure if anyone here can relate to that. But yeah, public transport is fine if you live in a city, like I do. Should I name the city? Probably not. Should I do it anyway? Probably not. Let's get a vote. And, well, it's still just 3 people, so it would be me against everyone wanting me to say where I am, so no. I'm not gonna dox myself. Wow, that looks terrible. Why did I do that? Looks like we've been going for about 24 minutes now. Oh, that's longer than I thought this would last. My internet is not super great. That looks better in my head. Like, what does everyone think of that? The two people in the chat right now. Because that looked much better when I was thinking about it in my mind. It also doesn't seem super flat, which could be a problem. Yeah, you know what? I think it needs to be thinner. I think that's the issue. So if I get rid of, like, this outer layer of stuff... Oh, yeah, that actually looks much better. I made it way too thick, didn't I? It was thick with 2 C's. God, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at memes. I can't do memes. Why do I even try? Why do I even try this? Oh, okay, thanks for... Let me check out that idea. That's interesting. I like that roundhouse idea. Oh, thank you for the compliment on the shores, by the way. It's interesting. Real quick. How is that, like, done? How'd you get the angles right? I guess is my question. Because the problem I'm running into with this one is that I built it, like, raised slightly so I could have the turntable pit. But like I said, like, thank you. That's kind of one of the points of this stream is, like, interaction. Like, I don't want it to just be people talking at me or me talking at people either way. I want to be like, oh, what do you think of this? What do you think I should do with this? What's this thing that I'm doing here? Like, what's the next thing that you think I should add to the layout? In fact, that's a good topic. Lots of patience and coffee. That's a very... It's a tried and true strategy. I'll give it that. I think that looks alright. I'm gonna thin down this side a bit, and I think... Yeah, that already looks much better. I think the problem was I wasn't, like, following the coastline super well. Like, I think that's one of the things something like this needs to do, is it needs to actually follow the coast. I messed the turntable, the turntable can't even fit a big boy. That's something that I ran into as well, is, like, to scale turntables would be, like, the size of this entire roundhouse. Like, it's not a feasible thing if I'm building in rolling line scale, which is, rolling line is, like, for anyone who's played it will know, it's a slightly cartoonish scale to it. Like, if I pull out, let me just grab a, like, a DX or something here, and I go in here. The DX of the game, actually the DX is not a great example, but the DX is kind of like a weird... It has a weird scale to it in terms of actually what it, like, how it interacts with the things around it. Like, for example, the F7 is actually a much better example. Because the F7 in real life is so much bigger, for anyone who's seen them. Whereas something like the big boy... But yeah, it leads to this weird sort of dichotomy where you build the turntable, you think it's huge, but it's not actually huge. Like, here's the big boy here. And it can just about fit just the engine onto that turntable. If I really get it right, it can fit both the engine and the tender. But yeah, one of the things I had to take in consideration, my thing when I was designing this was I wanted it to be able to fit the Berkshire. That was the one that I wanted to be on here, because the Berkshire is the biggest steam locomotive that would feasibly be used on a route like this, on the extension in real life. So I wanted the Berkshire to be kind of the scale for how big things are. I've also got, if I go into the modding drawer here and go to the original quick mods folder and scroll through my million quick mods, I have Florida East Coast Mountain series locomotives, which would have been used on this extension in real life. Like, these are the locomotives which would have been on there IRL. These models are great, by the way. They are made by Seaboard on the Rolling Line Modding Forum, I mean. They're great. I love them, and they're exactly what I needed, so yeah, go pick them up if you want them. But that was one of the things that I ran into a lot with this roundhouse, is turntables in this game are nowhere near to scale. In fact, I will also load up, let me save over the layout really quick, I've got a backup for it as well. If I go to the main menu, oh, here's Hallowed Cove. But if I go to Workshop Layouts, not Blue Rock Northern, though Blue Rock Northern's awesome, the Great Northern layout. Lee Marsh's Great Northern, which I will have to go and turn the trains off for, because otherwise my game will slow down. This is one of the few layouts that actually will have an effect on my game if I have all the trains on it. Strawgrass Cascades is the other one. But yeah. So, here it is. That turntable there, you can see, isn't too large. And I guess, like, because this layout is based off of Lee Marsh's layout, IRL, that turntable can be a bit smaller. Again, like, it's kind of... It's a weird one. It's a really weird system that this has. And, like, I know that all these turntables don't actually work. Like, there's not a point in making them big enough to fit the locomotive. Oh, I'm doing a live stream. But yeah, there's not really a point in making them that large. I'm actually gonna need to pause the stream for a second because something's happening with it. I will be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. Internet was doing something a bit weird. But yeah, that's one thing, is the turntables in this game, they don't actually work, obviously, so it's a balance between making them look good and making them feel functional. Because I think there's a difference between that, where you have to be like, oh yeah, this turntable looks correct, but it's obviously not real, and it's never going to be real. So, I'm just wondering, like, I'm thinking about scaling it down. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, didn't mean to take this stream off on a huge rant. But yeah, anyways, back to this, I guess. I have to edit details, I think the paths are under. Yeah, there they go. Sorry about the noises again in the background. Things going on that I don't really have a lot of control over. And yeah. But yeah, like I said, short stream. Not a lot that I really wanted to do here other than show some stuff off, get some feedback, you know, normal stuff. I will say, if anyone has any suggestions to make Long Key better, because Long Key, like I said, it is my least favorite island in this layout. I really don't like how it looks. It just looks terrible. One thing that I am going to do is get rid of that passing siding, because I think that'll help a lot, and then make this like a more gradual slope. But besides that, I need more stuff to put on Long Key. This is one of the only things I have that I will not remove. This is the, in real life, this was the Long Key fishing camp, which, similarly to the railroad, was destroyed in 1935 in that hurricane. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, though. I Again, I want to stress, these are not long streams. They are just quick little things for me to get out onto the channel, to interact with people, to interact with the community. You know, I don't want it to be like a long, long thing. So yeah, let me swap back over here. This was the first stream of hopefully more that I will do. So I hope everyone had fun. I hope Bergdorf had fun, specifically. Thank you so much for all the things that you helped out with. Yeah. This has been the first stream. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Tune in at some point. See ya.